When you first step into the world of Linux, it feels exciting, powerful, and a little bit overwhelming at the same time. You suddenly have full control over your system, more flexibility than ever before, and access to tools that can completely change how you use a computer. But with that power comes responsibility. And many beginners and even some intermediate users end up making common mistakes that can slow them down, break their system, or create unnecessary frustration. Understanding these mistakes early can save you hours of troubleshooting and help you become a more confident Linux user. One of the most common mistakes is trying to use Linux exactly like Windows. Many new users switch to Linux expecting it to behave the same way, but Linux is fundamentally different in how it handles files, permissions, software, installation, and system management. Instead of adapting to the Linux way, they try to force familiar habits from Windows, which leads to confusion. For example, installing software in Linux usually doesn't involve downloading random setup files from websites. Instead, most distributions rely on package managers, which are faster, safer, and more efficient. Once you accept that Linux has its own logic and workflow, everything becomes much easier. Another big mistake is running every command with sudo without understanding what it does. The sudo command gives you administrative privileges, meaning you can change critical parts of the system. Many beginners copy commands from the internet and blindly add sudo to everything, thinking it's required. This can be dangerous because a single incorrect command with sudo can break your system or delete important files. It's important to understand when sudo is actually needed and what each command does before running it. Taking a few seconds to read and understand a command can prevent major issues. Not updating the system regularly is another common problem. Linux distributions frequently release updates that include security patches, bug fixes, and performance improvements. Ignoring these updates can leave your system vulnerable or unstable. Some users avoid updates because they fear something might break, but in most cases, keeping your system updated actually prevents problems rather than causing them. It's a good habit to update your system regularly and read update logs if you're concerned about changes. Many users also install too many unnecessary packages or software. Linux makes it easy to install tools with just one command, which can lead to clutter if you're not careful. Over time, unused software can slow down your system, create dependency conflicts, or make troubleshooting more difficult. It's better to install only what you need and remove packages you no longer use. Keeping your system clean and minimal helps maintain performance and stability. Another mistake is not understanding file permissions. Linux uses a strict permission system that controls who can read, write, or execute files. Beginners often encounter permission-denied errors and don't know how to fix them. Instead of learning how permissions work, they sometimes use sudo as a shortcut, which isn't always the right solution. Understanding basic commands like command and chown can make a huge difference and help you manage files more effectively without risking system integrity. Ignoring the terminal is another major setback. Some users try to avoid the command line entirely and rely only on graphical interfaces. While Linux does offer excellent GUI tools, the terminal is one of its most powerful features. Many tasks are faster, more efficient, and sometimes only possible through the command line. Learning basic terminal commands can significantly improve your productivity and give you more control over your system. Another mistake is not backing up important data. Many beginners assume that Linux is immune to crashes or data loss, which is not true. While Linux is generally stable, things can still go wrong, especially if you experiment with system configurations or install new software. Without backups, you risk losing valuable data. Setting up a simple backup routine can save you from major headaches in the future. Following random tutorials without understanding them is also a common issue. The internet is full of Linux guides, but not all of them are accurate or up to date. Copying and pasting commands without understanding what they do can lead to unexpected problems. It's important to verify sources, read documentation, and try to understand the purpose of each step. Learning slowly and carefully is much better than rushing through tutorials. Another frequent mistake is choosing the wrong Linux distribution. There are many distributions available, each designed for different types of users. Some are beginner-friendly, while others are more advanced and require deeper knowledge. New users sometimes pick a complex distribution because it looks cool or is recommended by experienced users, only to struggle with basic tasks. Starting with a beginner-friendly distribution can make the learning process smoother and more enjoyable. Not using the community is another missed opportunity. One of the biggest strengths of Linux is its community. There are forums, discussion boards, and online groups where users help each other solve problems. Beginners often try to figure everything out on their own and get stuck. Asking questions, reading discussions, and learning from others can save a lot of time and provide valuable insights. Another mistake is modifying system files without understanding their purpose. Linux allows deep customization, which is great, but it also means you can accidentally break important configurations. Editing system files without proper knowledge can lead to boot issues or software failures. It's always a good idea to back up configuration files before making changes and to research thoroughly before modifying anything critical. Overcomplicating the system is another trap. Some users try to tweak every setting, install multiple desktop environments, or customize everything at once. While customization is one of Linux's strengths, doing too much too quickly can create instability and confusion. It's better to start simple, get comfortable with the basics, and then gradually explore advanced features. Another common mistake is ignoring system logs. When something goes wrong, Linux provides detailed logs that can help identify the issue. Beginners often overlook these logs and rely on guesswork instead. Learning how to read logs can make troubleshooting much easier and help you understand what's happening behind the scenes. Using outdated or unsupported software is another issue. Some users install old packages or software from unofficial sources, which can lead to compatibility problems or security risks. It's important to use trusted repositories and keep software up to date to ensure a stable and secure system. Another mistake is not learning basic troubleshooting skills. When something doesn't work, beginners often panic or reinstall the entire system. While reinstalling can fix issues, it doesn't help you learn. Understanding basic troubleshooting techniques, such as checking error messages, searching for solutions, and isolating problems, can make you more confident and capable. Neglecting security practices is also a common problem. While Linux is generally secure, it's not immune to threats. Using weak passwords, disabling firewalls, or ignoring security updates can put your system at risk. Following basic security practices can help protect your data and maintain system integrity. Another mistake is not understanding the file system structure. Linux organizes files differently from other operating systems, with directories like home, etc., and pervar serving specific purposes. Beginners often get confused about where files are located or where to install software. Learning the basic structure can make navigation and system management much easier. Relying too much on GUI tools can also limit your understanding. While graphical tools are convenient, they often hide the underlying processes. Using the terminal alongside GUI tools can help you learn how things work and give you more control. Another issue is not reading documentation. Linux distributions and software often come with detailed documentation that explains how things work. Many users skip this and rely on trial and error, which can lead to mistakes. Taking the time to read documentation can provide valuable insights and save time in the long run. Finally, one of the biggest mistakes is giving up too quickly. Linux has a learning curve, and it's normal to face challenges in the beginning. Some users get frustrated and switch back to their old operating system without giving themselves enough time to adapt. Patience and persistence are key. The more you use Linux, the more comfortable and confident you'll become. In the end, Linux is an incredibly powerful and rewarding operating system, but it requires a different mindset compared to other platforms. By avoiding these common mistakes, you can have a smoother experience, learn faster, and truly unlock the potential of Linux. Every mistake is an opportunity to learn. And with the right approach, you can turn those challenges into valuable skills that will benefit you in the long run.